Good morning, Facebook. I'm fixing a little breakfast this morning, and I want to show you this right here. I have cut up 5 potatoes. They're those, oh, let me put it back down. That's heavy. It's the russet potatoes. I cut them up kind of small, 5 of them, and I cut 1 whole onion up real small. I put just a tad of bacon grease in the bottom of my skillet, and I put these potatoes on. And what you do is you take your lid and you put it on top of those potatoes. It's called smother fried potatoes, and you seal it tight. Put your lid on it and you turn it down really low, and they cook for a long time in that, and you turn them occasionally and they'll be real tender. They won't be hard because you put your top on it. And the other thing I'm fixing for breakfast this morning, if you can see right down here, I am frying some good crispy bacon to go with that. And somebody sent this to me. I don't even know what this thing is, but it's so nice. And I have been pushing my bacon down with it. It works great for that. I don't know what else. I don't know what to use it for because I don't even know what the thing is that somebody sent. But I know this. It's something special. It was special to them, and they sent it to me, and now it's special to me, and I'm going to use it whatever way I can. And I really love it. You can just push your bacon. Look at this. You know how your bacon wants to curl up sometime? Well, look at that. It just curls down so good in there. And what I'm going to do this morning for breakfast is I'm going to take this thing and get my bacon really crispy, and then I'm going to make some tomato gravy in this pan. If y'all want to watch me this morning, I've already made a tomato gravy video, but hey, we can do it like this, can't we? I'm all excited today. I hope the lawnmower's going to be fixed today, and I'm going to cut some grass. Last night we had a storm. I was already in the bed, and I heard the wind blowing, things knocking around. When I went out on my porch this morning, my big bird house that I have on a tall stool thing out there on the porch, it blew over. It was down on the ground, but it did not break, and I'm thankful for that. I am. But I mean, this little doodad works great. I think my bacon's about ready to take up, and so it has a little hook-like thing on it, and you tilt it that way to wash it and put it up. See, it doesn't take up any room. It's got a little tilt on it. Isn't this great? I'm proud of it. And so anyway, I'm going to put this over here, and I'm going to take up my bacon. And then I'm going to make some tomato gravy. Let me take my bacon up. Get it up this morning. Oh, goodness. That looks mighty crispy and mighty good. Got our potatoes cooking over here. We're just going to have regular fried eggs this morning. I fixed to make some biscuits to go with this tomato gravy. All right, what I'm going to do now is take this skillet, and I'm going to pour out some of that grease because it's way too much to here's what we're going to do. I'm going to pour out my grease. And I'm just going to leave a little bit in there. Looks like about maybe 2 or 3 tablespoons or something like that. All right, I'm going to leave that on. I'm going to turn on another eye so I can be up here at the front working on this thing while my potatoes are cooking. Okay, now I'm going to put some flour in there. You can use self-rising or plain, whichever one you want to use. I am going to just dip over here and get me some flour. I think I'll get the plain this morning. It'll do fine. Now, I don't know how much I'm going to put in there. I'm just going to sprinkle some around on my grease. You don't want to get more than what you can stir. In other words, you don't want it to clump up. So I'm going to put about 2 tablespoons on there, maybe 2.5. And turn my eye on, and I'm going to start. Can you see down in there pretty good? I think you can. And I'm going to start mixing that flour in with that bacon grease. And you want to get it as brown as you want it. And then we're going to put our tomatoes in it. It is delicious over biscuits. As a matter of fact, I need to go ahead and turn my oven on so I can make biscuits. Let's see. We want to get it up to 500. You know, I cook mine on 500 degrees. Get it up there. If I can. This is slow as Christmas this morning. Okay, got it preheated. All right, I'm looking at this, and I'm deciding now whether I want to put in more flour, and the decision is yes. Let you come over here and look at this. All right, there it is. You see that? I can use just a tad more. I'm going to put just a little bit more in there. Maybe a half a teaspoon or something like that. You don't want to put too much. All right, I'm going to stir it till it gets brown. Now, this is something you've got to do, is to stir. You cannot go off and leave this. It will burn. I'm going to get me some water. Let me get me a cup. I'm probably going to have 2 things of water. Let me get this big cup over here. This will be better. This will hold a little more. All right, it's not quite brown yet, but see, it's getting there. Let me get some water. So this morning we're going to have biscuits, fried eggs, smothered fried potatoes. These are not hash browns. I made hash browns the other day. But this is smothered fried. All right. See how it's, come over here and look now. You see how it's doing? You see how, why you have to stir it? You can tell it's going to be sticking on the bottom if I don't, and it will burn quickly. All right, you see that little stuff coming up? It's about time to put in our water. I'm going to put in a little water now. Not putting all of it. Stir it around. See, it'll be getting thick. Now I'm going to put in some petite diced tomatoes. In there. 1 can. That's just a regular size can. Put a little more water. You can tell it's getting a little bit on the thick side. You know, you could use this like just tomato soup, actually. Woo, that's hot. Let me put this little doodad on there. I love tomato gravy, and so does my Hannah and my Dallas. Everybody loves tomato gravy. It's adults in my family. The kids don't like it too much. But I can say this, when they grow up, they will. You know, your taste buds kind of change as you grow up. You get a little bit better palate. All right, I'm just going, that's all the tomatoes I'm going to put in there. It's just that 1 can. It's plenty. See how red it is? All right, I'm going to turn it down now to about 3. And I'm going to let those tomatoes cook real good in there. And I'm going to salt and pepper it. But now that is totally to taste. A little more water. That flour is what makes it thick. And then you open up your biscuit. Open it up. Put your tomato gravy on top of it. And you talk about delicious. It is. It is definitely delicious. Let's put a little pepper. And just a little bit of salt. And we can always come back and add more. You know, you can always add more. You can't take it out, but you can add more. Yesterday I was talking about the happy sheep's tail. A lot of y'all wrote in and said y'all call it a lamb, too faster than a lamb's tail. But you know, have you ever seen a sheep and its little tail just go do 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 do? Well, when you're telling your grandchildren, I'll be back in a minute, or it won't, or they're always saying, how long is it gonna be? And I'll say, faster than a happy sheep's tail. That's what I always say. And that means really super fast. We're going to have supper as fast as a happy sheep's tail. I guess my mama's the one that taught me that. I never heard my daddy say it. All right, y'all look how good that looks. Come over here and look at this tomato gravy. Ooh, what you say? Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Looks so good. Y'all, let me fix it. There we go. Okay. I've got my bowls warming. I'm going to put my potatoes in that. And let me go ahead and check my potatoes, see if they need flipping. Yes, they do. All right, let me get you over here and look at this. Okay, there's our potatoes cooking. And I am going to just flip them. See how they want to stick a little bit to the bottom? Matter of fact, I think I'm going to turn them down a little bit more to 1. We're not in any hurry this morning. That's going to be so good. Smother fried. It's got a whole onion in it and 5 potatoes cut up. I think what I'm going to have to do is get my spatula and kind of scrape the bottom of it. I'll get a different one. I do have another one. I know y'all think I don't, but I do. I mean, it's not all here, but it works. Let's see what we got here. I'll take it. I'm going to scrape the bottom. You need to scrape that bottom and lift it up. I've already salt and peppered it. All right, that looks delicious. And see, the potatoes are tendering up. They're not supposed to be brown. They're just supposed to be soft and tender with that onion in it. And a little bit of bacon grease. You do need to know this. Your potatoes will absorb all the grease that you put in it. There won't be any left in it. So you don't want to put too much. Just enough to season it a little bit and to keep it going. And that's it. All right, I got that turned down. We'll turn down my, I'm going to turn down my tomato gravy to really super low. And I'm going to get over here in just a minute and make some biscuits. Y'all watch me do that too. Okay, let's make us some biscuits to go with that good tomato gravy. Come on over here with me. I made grip biscuits in my biscuit bowl yesterday, so I want to make sure that I sift it because I made biscuits yesterday and I don't want any hard things in it, leftover dough or whatever. You want it like this. Okay, there we go. Now I'm going to make me a bird nest right in the middle. Y'all know how to do that. We've talked a bunch of times about that, haven't we? You mash it down, firm it up. I'm about out of Crisco grease, so I'm going to have to go to the grocery store at some point today. All right, there's my bird nest. See that little bird nest in there? Okay, you put your grease in it. I'm going to have to kind of scrape mine to get it enough out. I'm telling you, I'm already just about out. This will probably be plenty today because I'm not going to make much biscuits. Somebody told me one time, they were talking about how much grease to put in something, and that their grandmother told them, let's see, who was it? I don't even know. It might have been one of my Facebook followers. I'm not sure. They said to the grandmother, they said, well, how much grease do you put in? They said, oh, about an egg and a half or 2 eggs. What they're talking about is the size of an egg. So that would be about an egg and a half. That's about an egg. That's about a half an egg. Hey, whatever works, huh? So you put your grease in there, in your bird nest. And I'm about out of buttermilk too. I'm going to put what I've got in here, which is not enough. And I have opened up another container of it. I've got to get me another gallon. I'm going to put some of that in there. That looks like about a cup, actually. Something around there anyway. Let me show you how that looks. See there? And now I am going to knead it just a little bit. Now what you do is you put your hand in there. Let's see if I can get you over here to actually see what I am doing. We're going to turn this camera right down on this stuff Let's see how we can do this. Ooh, look at that. This thing is, that's good. All right, here we go. Now I'm gonna put my hand in there and I'm gonna start kneading it. And you don't want to get the buttermilk on the sides. Now your flour, see, is dry. See there where I'm pulling it out? It's dry as a bone in there. And you just do this. The quicker you do it, and the least you can knead it, the better. All right, I'm gonna pull some more flour in. See how I'm doing that? Just pull your flour in like that, and you got it going, honey. You got it going. This is the old-time Southern way. This is how my grandmother did it. This is how my mother did it, and this is how I do it. This is how my daughter does it, and believe it or not, my granddaughters can even make biscuits. They can make dumplings. Look, do you see how it's forming up? Do you see how dry the flour is around it? Look at that. All right, it's just about there. Look. See, you don't want to, okay. You stir a little bit, then, all right, that seems about right. You don't want to work it too hard. Okay? Because the more you work it, and the more you flour it and all that stuff you put in it, see, like that. I'm kind of flipping it over. All right, now I'm going to clean my hands off, and all you do is this. This is why I don't wear a lot of rings and things and bracelets. I can't, because I'm cooking all the time. Okay, there we go. Now what I'm going to do is put some flour on my chopping block and on my hands and pull out my dough. Put it on that little area. Put some more flour on my hands. I'm going to flip it just a time or two, not much. All right, now I'm ready to pat it out. Gently pat it out to the size you want. About like that. That looks like about a ½ inch thick, I guess. This is my biscuit cutter. That's an old pizza can. And I'm gonna cut my biscuits out and put them over here in my little skillet that I've already greased. Now, if I have some dough left over, I can work a little bit more flour in it and make some fried apple pies. All right, this is gonna be delicious with that tomato gravy, I'm telling you. Talking about good. It'll be good, all right. Now, wasn't that quick and easy? I mean, y'all, this is so easy. My little baby granddaughters can do it too. The one that's 10. All right, this dough right here, just roll it up, put it in a bowl, put it in the refrigerator, and tomorrow you can make you some fried pies. See there? I'm gonna put it in a bowl, and what I do is I take a bowl like this, and I put a little bit of flour in it around. Then I put my dough in it, and tomorrow morning, if I want to make a fried pie, I've got my dough ready. All right, let me wash my hands now. Now, wasn't that easy? All right. You wipe them off and turn y'all off, and I'll show you just a minute. Okay, let you see the biscuits. Here they are in a skillet. Now, the reason I put them in a skillet this time instead of my flat pan is I'm not making quite as many. But there they are. And I'm going to pop them in the oven on 500 degrees. And everybody says, how long? Well, until they get light brown. Every oven is different, y'all. Okay, we're going to put that right there. And we're going to stir our tomato gravy again. And see how it's bubbling lightly? I've already tasted it. Tastes good. I'm going to check my potatoes back here. See how they're doing. They're just kind of steaming a little bit. We'll have to put that down so I can, sure enough, scrape the bottom of it. You want to scrape the bottom and flip them. Let's see if you can get you over where you can see that. There we go. All right. Scrape the bottom and flip them. See, they're getting tender. They're getting real tender in there, but they're not brown. You don't want them brown. This is good at night in the wintertime to me. These smothered fried potatoes with a pork chop and some biscuits. It'd be good. You could do a tomato gravy with it. That could be your wintertime, nighttime meal. Smothered fried potatoes, biscuits, pork chops, and tomato gravy. Okay. I'm going to turn y'all off and we'll let you see the biscuits when they get ready. Okay, y'all, we're fixed to put on this little pan of biscuits in 500 degrees oven. And I'm also going to take out this little platter here that I put in here to get warm, so I'm going to make some pancakes to put on it. And so we'll start making pancakes in a minute. Okay, now I'm going to make a few little pancakes. I'm going to turn my, I've got my flat pan right here, and I've got a little oil in it. We'll do that in just a minute. Let my pan get hot. Okay, let's make some pancakes. You want to turn that on kind of low. I'm going to make 2 little ones, I think. A lot of times when I'm making pancakes, I have me a little plate out here to keep it hot, so that when you got a crowd, you can keep it warm while they're doing them. Also, right here, I've got 3 eggs in my skillet. I'm going to cook those sunny side up. Turn them a little lower. When the pancakes start bubbling in the middle, this is just a pancake mix. I use the one that says complete, and then you only have to add water. But sometimes I make them homemade, but hey, this is good little pancakes. See the bubbles all in them? Let me get you over here where you can look. When you start having bubbles, that means it's time to turn it over. So you turn it over. All right. I'm going to put some butter on top of it in a minute. Let it cook on that side just a second. Our eggs are beginning to boil up a little bit. Okay, we'll make one more now. We'll push those kind of over to the side. We'll make another one right here. Like that. Wait till it starts bubbling a little bit. All right, that one's done. And this one's done. And what I do is I take my knife and I put just my favorite word, I guess, a tad of butter on the bottom one, and then put the top one on it, and then you put another little scoop of butter on there. And then I'm ready for another pancake right here. See, this is quick. I like this little, the way that it goes. All right, let's check our eggs sunny side up. Oh, they looking good, y'all. Get some of that white down in there off of that part. They look really pretty. Okay. We're going to have a good breakfast this morning, I can tell you that. We're going to have us a good breakfast. Y'all making you something good this morning? I hope so. I hope so. Okay, that's about time to turn over that. And this one. Let it cook on that side a little bit, and then we're going to pull these up. These are about ready, and we're going to have a good breakfast. Let's see, check our biscuits. They are not ready yet. They're still kind of rising up. This is the day that the Lord has made. I'm going to rejoice and be glad in it. I am rejoicing. Hopefully the lawnmower will be fixed this morning, and I can cut some grass and sing praises as I go. All right. Let me check this out right here. That looks mighty good. I'm gonna flip it over by hand one time. Yep, there we go. I flipped them all at one go round. I can take this up and this up. That's all I'm gonna fix. Move my platter. My skillet rather. And I'm gonna put a little butter on each one of these, and then it'll be ready for some of that really good Hoosier Sugar Daddy syrup. I don't know if we'll use blackberry this morning or persimmon or apple. He makes 24 flavors. So we can top this. Woo, woo, my platter's hot. We can top this with some Hoosier Sugar Daddy syrup. I've got it over here. Let me go get it and show you. This right here. I think today we're going to use persimmon. And it doesn't taste bitter. It's good. It's good, y'all. He's from Indiana. He makes this syrup. It doesn't have any preservatives in it. So that's a good thing. All right. We'll talk to y'all in a little bit. Okay, y'all. The biscuits are ready. I just want you to see them before we eat them up. This is what I call light brown. This is the way I like them. Now, y'all can cook them a little darker if you want to. I'm going to turn my oven off, and we're ready for breakfast. See y'all tomorrow. Bye-bye.